What's good, family? Salute to all the real ones, man. But I want to talk about, life. It's a complicated subject to talk about, family, because everybody's struggling in this world, right? There's not one person struggling, y'all, unless you're a motherfucking millionaire, a billionaire, or you just happen to be in that family where everybody was already situated, right? So the only advice I can give to y'all, family, is to go within yourself, y'all. Meditation is gonna help you find peace, because you need to find peace, y'all. Nothing's coming to you, y'all, if you're not calm, because your body needs to know that everything's gonna return to you whenever you are feeling safe within, y'all. That's why I'm the only YouTuber that's telling y'all to go within and meditate, y'all. A lot of people don't meditate. A lot of people, they think they know what everything gets to be because they see it physically, y'all. But you gain so much awareness when you go within, y'all, because you peep energy. You're more looking at the shadow than the physical vessel when you go within, because everything's about the energy, family. So, all I just wanted to remind y'all, family, that, if you're young like myself, y'all, or you're even younger than me, you're not even in your 20s yet, you're going to have to work a job. You might not like that, but you might ask me why. I'm not trying to work a job. I want to be like who I looked up to. That's fine. You can still, attack your goals, whatever it is you are good at or whatever you are trying to become. I'm just reminding you that, you're not where you're at yet. So you're going to want to have some money coming in to keep you financed, or to keep you, at a point to where you're struggling, but not too much. Because even if you have a job now, everybody's struggling, y'all. And a lot of people are getting laid off because they don't want to fucking work, y'all. They might work, y'all, but do they complain? They might. So the job's gonna let their ass go because they bitching too much. You're just supposed to go there, get your bread, and get the fuck out of there. You don't have to talk to nobody, y'all. And you don't have to, feed off of nobody. All you got to do is go work and get your bread and stack it, y'all. Because the more you stack your bread, the more you realize that everything's slowly adding up for me. If you're a person that don't save no money, y'all, well, it's gonna be really hard for you in this world to get anywhere, because with no money, y'all, you can't get nothing. Especially, y'all, if you're trying to date or find love or start something new with somebody else, it's gonna be a hassle. It's gonna be a real struggle for you if you're trying to provide alone. So the best thing that I can tell y'all is to invest in yourself while you're younger, family. It might not help you now, but it'll help you in your 30s. It'll help you in your late 20s, y'all. If you can have that discipline now. You might ask me, why should I invest? Because if you keep that money in your bank account, y'all, it's just gonna stay there stagnant, y'all. The hardest part is already you going out into the world and abusing your body over time to get a spare piece of change. You don't want to do that to you 100. That's why I remind you to invest your money or to put your money where it amplifies, y'all. Don't just have it staying there, stacking up until you put the money there. No, have your money work hard, just like you're working hard, because you are trying to make it to the next level within yourself, y'all. The money's not hard to obtain, y'all, because you just go into the world and grab hold of it, y'all, once you go work. The hardest thing is, not spending it, not touching it, and leaving it there, because you might want things that you like in the physical dimension, because we're living in the Matrix, family. The only thing I can tell you is to be stronger than your mind. But also, I'm not going to tell you to save every penny, y'all, because there might be something that you want to get, knowing you worked hard for. But what's more harder than already working for, $1 when you're already giving in return your blood, sweat, and tears, family? There's nothing more in this world that you should want, knowing that you're, overworking your body out, maybe day by day. So it is important to put that money somewhere of good use, because it will help you down the line, family. You might think it might not, but it will help you, because in a moment when you don't have nothing, all that money that you are working for has, worked harder for you to feel safer. This is how I look at life, family. I'm not looking to become the next billionaire, but I am somebody who's working hard. So whenever I'm in my 30s and 40s, family, I won't have to struggle. I know that all the money that I've been working for now, y'all, is gonna work even harder for me. And all those, ETFs, and if you invest in a crypto and shit like that, it's gonna save you. But you gotta start now, family. You can't start later. You gotta start now, family. So the goal is to, remind yourself, family, stack your money up while you have the money. Because you might not have the money forever. Let's just say you get, $500 from your job, family. If you can save that $500, save that $500. But in this economy, it's not so, because you might have bills to pay. So if you could save $300, save that $300, family. Because this economy is only going to get worse over time. The signs that you might get now that are showing you is only what's going to come in the future, family. A lot of people don't want to work, y'all. You see it. A lot of people are struggling because they're working and they still struggling, family. So they're never satisfied. That might be you in that current position, but you're not going to be there forever, y'all. If you come up with a game plan and you execute it as something. These videos, family, when I push them out, that's because I'm talking to somebody who's going through something. Even if it's one person, or it's 10, or it's 100. Somebody got this video and they needed it, y'all, because they don't fuck with nobody on the real when they out in this world, y'all. Everybody's either gonna be fake or they're gonna fuck with you fake, y'all. And you know that once you've been around the game for a long time. That's why you don't have a lot of friends as someone who's here to help the world, y'all. A chosen one is here to help the world, y'all. To bring up the way you feel. Because when you're around someone who's trying to save the world, y'all, when you feel good about yourself, y'all, because you're not necessarily worrying too much, knowing that the other person around you ain't worrying, y'all. But this was a video, family. Don't let anything materialistic too make you feel like you're not valuable. You only feel like that because the way that this economy and this world has been programming everybody, y'all. We live in a physical dimension, so of course everything that you are going after, y'all, it might not be so easily to get. That's just the life we live, chosen. So you gotta focus, family, and realize it's gonna take a lot of discipline. It's gonna take tunnel vision, and it's gonna take a state of calmness for you to even accomplish everything. But meditation will help y'all, family. So meditate when you have time. Meditate, go within, y'all, and build up your energy. Because when you vibe high, y'all, or you stay on that high vibration, y'all, well, things that you are wanting, y'all, are going to be forced to be attracted your way by the way you are thinking about it, by your actions. But it's going to happen because you're showing the universe that you're already equipped with the right, field of supreme consciousness, y'all. Your aura is already on the same field as whatever it is you are wanting, family. If you just spend all your money, y'all, and you have fun in your 20s, y'all, what the fuck are you gonna have in your 30s, y'all? A lot of people can't even buy a house, y'all, because one job ain't making it for them. That's when you gotta think smarter, not harder, y'all, because you can't work hard, y'all, because the more you work, you're still gonna be given the same amount, y'all. So why work harder, y'all? Why break your back knowing that you're gonna get the same amount in return? You gotta save and invest, y'all. The smart way to play this game is to invest your money, y'all. Ask yourself, why is it that I want something? And better yet, y'all, when I get this one thing that I'm craving, what is it gonna do for me? That freedom ain't gonna give me, y'all. Everybody in this world doesn't want to be rich, y'all. They want freedom. Because in a world like this, y'all, we were told we were free, but we're not free. Because you're still a worker. You're still doing something that you don't want to do. Whether you got to go around others, whether you got to do things, still got to do it, though. Because that's just the way this world is ran, family. So, if you have took anything out of this video, just know that it is important to invest your money, family. Invest in crypto, y'all. Invest in Robinhood, and invest in acorns, y'all. Just to invest into something, y'all, because your money is building up. Whether it's $10, whether it's 20, it's still building up, y'all. And you have so much time to build up that piggy bank, y'all, or that vault that you see. It might take you 10 to 15 plus years to see the amount that you really want. But that's why you got to save your money, family. That's why you got to put all that money into that, if you want to say, stock market, y'all. And just see what happens over time, y'all. You can't lose, y'all, if you are just starting. But you will lose, y'all, if you are spending everything you are working for, because then you have no assets, y'all. To become a CEO is to think like one, y'all. And you got to have multiple assets or incomes of revenue coming in for you, y'all, because that's how a CEO is thinking, y'all. If you are a true businessman, well, you have a business for somebody, and that's why they fuck with you. But, I just don't want no one to struggle out here, y'all, forever. I don't want y'all to end up like them homeless people, man. Nothing's wrong with them, but they have no motivation, y'all. Their will has been burnt out of them. It's not about them, crushing your will over time, but it's about you losing sight of what the goal is, y'all. And the goal is seeking freedom, y'all. True abundance. You don't want to drive no Lambo, y'all. You want to be able to feel like you don't have to go do nothing. You want to stay home all fucking day and just live like life is, whatever you call that, family. But don't rush it. Enjoy the process, y'all. Enjoy the stages of working, y'all, because nobody can take that away from you either. But this was just the way I think about reality, y'all. And I still have other revenues coming in from the side, because once you are good at something, y'all, people are always gonna come at you for what you are giving them in return, y'all. You must become a business man to fully see what I'm talking about, y'all. Once you ran a business, y'all, you know how the world works, y'all, because you know what it is you gotta do to protect yourself long-term jeopardy wise, y'all. God is testing you. He's questioning his, y'all, his children. He's hoping that you don't, let this physical dimension overtake your mind, y'all. All you gotta do is live in harmony, y'all, and let everything come to you, and while you work for it. But you can't stress about it, y'all, because the universe, if they see no calmness about you, well, they gonna take everything away from you, because you're not showing the universe that everything outside of y'all has no power. Because everything that you want, it eventually comes to those, y'all, that are not seeking it or chasing it, but are just living in the moment. So this was a video, family. Save your money young and invest it, because it will save you a lot of time, y'all. If you don't invest that money, y'all, and you just spend it all, well, how can you ever, want freedom? How can you ever want to be rich anyway? You will never be fucking rich, y'all, if you can't even control your habits or your discipline. So I'll remind y'all, family, save your money now, because you will need it one day, chosen one. But I'll see y'all tomorrow, y'all. Keep your head high and keep praying, man, because God will hear you one day. Just don't give up on yourself.